In the days of ancient Rome, the inhabitants of Cosio lived scattered in the woods. The area of the main camp was where the oratory is now. Around it, the area was cultivated. If you enter the woods, you can still find these ancient houses. Castrum Cusi, or Cosio da Rocha, is a place that has a history well over a millennium, and perhaps to celebrate this ancient ancestry, has recently created a gateway to infinity. This gateway has been placed here because on the day of the winter solstice, the 21st of December, it is crossed by the rising sun and emanates a splendid, wonderful light. There are so many levels of knowledge in this village that it can be considered a sort of encyclopedia of the Ligurian Alps. Here, for example, you will find a museum illustrating herbs and their relationship with health, cuisine, necromancy. As you stroll through the village, you will see more than 50 settings that recreate the pastoral and peasant world, as well as enjoying an atmosphere that will make you forget time. There are indeed many details you will have to piece together to understand a unique tale played on the sacred and the profane. For now, I want to focus on two distinctive and truly exceptional elements, which are the birth here in 1957 of the last great avant-garde of the 20th century, and the Carnival of Sentences, which ends here as follows. And Carnival is sentenced to death. Take it, throw it down, and end of story. On the 28th of July 1957, a composite international company of artists, philosophers, architects gathered in the home of the artist Piero Simondo, born in Cosio da Rocha, and gave birth to situationism. But what mark could such a complex philosophy have left in a place that seems to be an advertisement for pastoral and peasant simplicity? The most human character took the measures of the eclectic characters of situationism, King Carnival. Here is what he says about the matter. Carnival says that Cosio has always been an important village and also a reference, since a movement started from here. It was not a trivial movement. It was an international movement. Most people thought it looked like a movement of taverns and alcoholism, but instead it turned out to be situationism. People from all over the world came, invited by Piero Simondo. People from Denmark, Belgium, Spain, and France, and had the idea of filling their bellies. And when their bellies and throats were full, and they could see the bottom of demijohns, they began to think about how to change the world. To conclude on the subject of the sacred and the profane, listen to how the newly harvested wheat was treated here. Harvest time involved everyone. Wheat was cut, sheaves were made, which were then placed in huts. Each hut consisted of 12 sheaves. The 13th sheaf was folded as cover. The symbolism of this arrangement of sheaves recalls the 12 apostles. The last one, the one covering the sheaves, was, in the collective imagination, the traitor Judas.